Now, as a leader in web analytics, Similarweb is transforming how businesses understand consumer behavior and market trends. From AI-driven innovations to global expansion, to dive deep into the world of digital insights, I do want to bring in my next guest, Marta Sulkiewicz. She is VP of Global Research Solutions. Marta, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, everyone.
So for our viewers who might not know, can you give a brief overview of what Similarweb is and what it does?
Sure. So Similarweb is just the leading digital data company. We deliver very comprehensive, actionable, and trusted digital data, so to help companies at all sizes grow their businesses.
And how do companies typically use Similarweb to enhance their business strategy and their digital strategies?
So it really depends on the business model and the size of the company. So first of all, like a small company, small startups would usually use our intelligence platform to check any insights that would help them to grow. Larger companies would integrate our data into their models, like into their reporting systems, BIs, or the big tech companies would integrate our data into their LLMs just to train their large language models to make their digital products even better. But then it really depends on the industry because, the B2C companies would use our data to understand their market position, but also understand how they can grow, get to the top. The CPG companies would try to understand the marketplace performance, so their performance of their brands through the retail channels. B2B companies would try to use our data as a sales signals to find more companies, and investors would be using our data to understand and predict the performance of the B2C, B2B companies, just to be able to use it as a so-called alternative data, company signals to predict their performance before the earning calls.
Digital intelligence, though, as a whole, it's a very competitive landscape. Can you talk to me about how this specific sector has evolved in recent years, specifically the last decade?
So sure, that's that's an amazing time because the demand for digital data has been growing together with the digital transformation, really boosted by COVID. So when we go back 5 years, that was the time when the digital data was a very high demand. That was also soon after the time of our successful IPO, and many companies were just looking into the digital data to grow their business, and that was the time when many digital data companies were actually growing quite rapidly. Last couple of years, a different scenario, the entire tech business, faced the interest rates increase and the profitable growth path. So it also opened many opportunities, a lot of market consolidation, merge and acquisitions, but also opportunity to go into the totally new spaces, to measure generative AI better, to go more bullish into the app intelligence.
And I do want to talk to you about the Digital 100 report that recently came out. Talk to me about what the key findings were and give a brief overview, too, of the significance of this report to our viewers who might not know.
Sure. So Digital 100 is ranking the fastest growing digital companies in the world, both in the web and in the app space, in well-established markets like US, UK, France, Germany, Japan, but also emerging markets like Brazil and India. And we've been publishing this report for 5 years now. And this is showing that digital trends, both consumer and market trends, and which companies were the most successful. And when you think about it, it could be the startup, it could be the very well-established company that is just doing the digital transformation or the app adoption right. But it also could be a totally new consumer trend that is just emerging as we speak.
And regarding the app and web usage, talk to me about what the fastest growing companies were in 2024.
So that's quite interesting because we see slightly different trends in the app and web growth, because also web and application is used sometimes slightly differently by the companies. So what was quite interesting to observe was the New York Times Games leading the big winners app ranking with the amazing success of the app. They have over 100% growth of the audience year over year, and that was not the traditional media business. So that was the gaming app that right now is surpassing the success of the other apps like Brawl Stars or other apps from the typical gaming industry. Best in class store reviews on the iOS best-in-class stickiness. So around half of people use this app every day, which is absolutely amazing and best-in-class achievement.
Where do you see the broader landscape going for the rest of 2025 when it comes to the digital landscape?
Oh wow! So this is I think that many of the things of the future we just simply don't know, and we are all the time getting surprised. So look at what's happening with so-called TikTok refugees over the last couple of weeks. So the market is still surprising us, and we don't really know the trends. We know that for sure, brands need to be very demand responsive, using the most fresh data just to get on top of any market opportunity and consumer demand. But also, everybody should be aware of the ChatGPT and Gen AI disruption, which used to be used more for the professional use, adoption, but right now is also stepping into the consumer business, and we believe this is something to watch out moving to 2025.
Well, thank you so much, Marta Sulkiewicz, VP of Global Research Solutions at Similarweb.